Thunder Radio, where we groove as the spirit moves. Yeah. Drawing the honey from the rock. With the righteous Reverend Doctor on Booming Thunder Radio.
Welcome, mighty friends, to the Fourth Watch, coming at you live. Yeah, I'm your host, Brother TC. Yeah, the man of mystery. Yeah, a man that has come upon the earth, that has a hope of glory freely given unto all those that have taken the seed of everlasting glory. Yea, that hope of glory only received from the anointing of the one that created all, the faithful one and true. Yea, let each of us say he is faithful and true a dozen times this day. Yea, and every day that our faith and the faith of our children could be magnified by a number, a reciprocal, the mighty one, mighty Yahovah himself, only he knows the reciprocal of the number and the mystery of inequity in men's hearts. Yeah, and the love of the truth that sets men free. Yeah, that brings forth heaven. Yeah, revealing the heavens upon the whole earth. The way, the truth, and the life of everlasting glory, the Father of lights, the unknowable one. Yeah, the way he willed it, the way his faithful and true Son created it, even the first day, all the everlasting glory he made for the Father. Yeah, the prideful nature of man and his talented, glorified, beautiful, magnified, celestial-eyed, wife and eyed. Yeah. The blindness upon all the earth. They have ashes, yea, upon their foreheads, and they long for ashes in their water. And then there are those that just lust for the men's blood. Yea, and the blood of the babies' blood, and the eating of their children upon the whole earth. Almighty Father, bind the wickedness of iniquity upon all the heavens in the earth. Yea, let it be bound this day as 1,000 years. Yea, for the glory and magnified reciprocal number only mighty Yahovah knows. Yea, 2 as 1, 4, 1, 5, an everlasting moment for those that love the truth, those that love the divine. Yea, a frequency, a vibration seldom seen, yea, seldom beyond your mortal hearing, beyond that ringing in your ears, yea, do they crank up the frequency as it rolls in from right outside the split window of your mind. Yea, the digital meter that shouts and receives shouting from Mystery Babylon. Yea, mighty Father, may your will be done upon those who thought and in their inequity intentionally moved and erected with the knowing in their hearts of the evil within these things. May these be forgiven. May all their riches they have received be given unto all those that they have planned to place upon, yea, the cutting block, that it may be their own, yea, necks, their own tying of the knot around the millstone that they themselves throw into the depths of the emerald abyss. But how have we gotten to where we are? The wickedness in men's hearts. Almighty Father, may the righteous anger, yea, upon your servants be stilled as the seed in the springtime comes forth. That the gentle breeze upon the tender herb in the dew of the morning, yea, the wanting for the kingdom of heaven, seeking first upon rising the kingdom of heaven and the righteousness of the Son of Glory, the Mashiach, preparing a way, yea, first in our hearts, then upon our families' hearts, yea, the hardest work of all, the teaching of the Spirit in the hearts of those we love, that they would love us the way we love them in the Father's perfect moment, in that everlasting moment, yea, as a mother births forth her firstborn son. Oh, a love seen upon the earth, more powerful than anything seen in this world or the next, yea, the world beyond imagination. A mother's love for her son. It is a spiritual love beyond understanding when she has been filled with the love of the Mashiach from the man she loves, giving her the seed of glory, that they together, two as one with the Mashiach, yea, the hope of glory in each of their hearts, yea, the Father freely giving the gift, yea, that woman that was created only for him and his joy, that her joy would be made manifest upon the earth through his joy, yea, and his love of the Father and the Word of truth. And when he loves his woman and he gives his woman the truth in her heart and thrusts into to her mind the glory of everlasting truth, and not the twisted words of Mystery Babylon. The burning bush, the black oil in the hearts of the children. Yea, bring forth the righteous power upon the promised land. Yea, immortal power in the hearts of righteous souls that speak the word of glory. Yea, and the mountaintops, the snow-capped mountaintops, yea, they are brought down low. And the valley of decision, yea, that outline of spiritual Israel in your womb, the wickedness of the pit of hell, and the slinging forth of wickedness in men's hearts. May the Mashiach that is coming, the revelation of the Father that he brings, he bind the iniquity, ye with their own craftsmanship, tying up their own fishermen's knots in ways beyond imagination. Looking down, and they are spun up as a cocoon. Yeah, DNA with a wanting, with a covering, going inside each day, praying with the wanting of the love of the Son in our hearts, distilling each drop of the word of truth, yea, revealed by the Father behind, yea, the whiteness of the covering. And then the treasured day comes, and the thrusting that once was felt in the wind upon the willows by the brook, yea, and the pounding of the axe upon the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, yea, that the kindling of the fire upon the unhewn stone of our altars this day would be stacked, yea, as a Zadok would stack it, and call forth the fire of heaven to receive the burnt offerings, yea, and the spotless lambs this day. So let us be on the edge of the shore with the scent of the sea upon our lips as honey from our hearts. Yea, and that axe that hacks the land, yea, that has dominion forever and ever. Yea, a system once conquered, yea, like a hacker, yea, that says, I am retired. For the next generation, yea, that double 1/3 portion, yea, that 2/3 portion of liberty, yea, honor, just justus, the righteous, the lovers of truth more than our next breath. Yea, may we meditate upon the word with each step and each breath we take. May we reveal the word within our hearts upon our children's heavens. Yea, as a potter's wheel spinning goes round and round. So let us review the journey, yea, from that land that limits Mighty Yahovah, the land of Egypt, yea, the land of Pharaoh, yea, the land of the queen, yea, my Cleopatra's land, yea, the land of the Piro, the land of Roe versus Wade. They say one thing, and it is true what they say, but they conceal and take your eyes away from what's burning in our hearts, which is the knowing of their satanic rituals to deliver these children full term in New York. Yea, a place of total, yea, abomination upon the earth. Almighty Father, may they be forgiven a full measure, and then the evil in that magnified celestial city, that digital fort in the night, yea, may their circuitry, yea, may their Jordan, may the river flow upon their circuits, yea, may they pop, yea, upon their hop, yea, and their reading would be the revelation of the word of flesh upon their hearts, that Elijah's spirit would come in the spirit of the double-edged razor in each hand and remove and the flap and cut it in half. Yeah, as the skillfulness of the sword man is seen by all. Numbers. Yeah, do you love the Torah? Then you love the numbers. Even our brothers, yea, blinded by the glistening of the golden dawn light, those that have twisted the word of glory into what was once a 3.1415 everlasting glory. They made it at Numbers 33. Yea, like a reciprocal do their sons come. Yea, and with great wisdom and mercy upon their fathers, they give their fathers the everlasting glory their fathers have never seen. Yea, a 3-bound cord of one for the ones that love Torah. 31415. Yea, the everlasting glory is not the reciprocal of 3. These are the journeys of the sons of Israel, by which they came out from the land of Egypt, by their armies, under the leadership of Moshe and Aaron. Moshe recorded their starting places according to their journeys by the command of Mariahovah, and these are their journeys according to their starting places. They journeyed from Ramses in the first month, on the 15th day of the first month, on the next day after the Passover, the sons of Israel started out boldly in the sight of all the Egyptians, while the Egyptians were burying all their firstborn, whom Yahovah had struck down among them. Yahovah had also executed judgments on their gods. Then the sons of Israel journeyed from Ramesses and camped in Sukkoth. A Sukkoth. Can you dig that? Where you're headed now? Do you see the journey of mystery and discovery? The glory, the everlasting joy beyond imagination. Let it be as a joyful noise in our children's hearts before our glorifying, our magnifying the way, the narrow path, the word living and true. They journeyed from Sukkoth and camped in Etham, E.T. Ham, which is on the edge of the wilderness. Exodus 13 and 20. For a helixed mystery in your mind. They journeyed from E.T.'s Ham and turned back to Hiroth, which faces Baal Zephon, and they camped before Migdol. Exodus 14, 1 and 2. They journeyed from before Pi and passed through the midst of the sea, having read, with the spirit of truth in their hearts, and the redness of the sea opened in the Father's perfect time. And so as they journeyed from before Pi and passed through the midst of the sea into the wilderness, and they went 3 days' journey in the wilderness of E.T.'s Ham, and camped at Marah, a bitter place, with ham and rotting in their teeth. E.T. lies upon their lips. They journeyed from Marah and came to Elim. And in Elim there were 12 springs of water and 70 palm trees, and the 12 tribes of Israel, they camped there by the wisdom of the ages and the shade of the palm trees. They journeyed from Elim and camped by the reed, yea, in the redness of the sea. They journeyed from the reed, yea, the slain blood by the sea, and camped in the wilderness of sin. Exodus chapter 16. You need to dig that, brother. Yea, and make your cut pomegranate full of those worms and set it inside your wash tub that you can go fishing every day with fresh bait. They journeyed from the wilderness of sin and camped at Dothka. They journeyed from Dothka and camped at Alush. They journeyed from Alush and camped at Rephidim. Now, it was there that the people had no water to drink. The Rephidim. They journeyed from Rephidim and camped in the wilderness of Sinai. Exodus chapter 19. They journeyed from the wilderness of Sinai and camped at Kibroth Hadavah. They journeyed from Kibroth Hadavah and camped at Hazeroth. Numbers chapter 11, for the faithful witnesses of truth, faithful and true. They journeyed from Hazeroth and camped at Rithmah. They journeyed from Rithmah and camped at Ramon Perez. They journeyed from Ramon Perez and camped at Libnah. They journeyed from Libnah and camped at Rissah. They journeyed from Rissah and camped at Kehiliatha. They journeyed from Kehiliatha and camped at Mount Shapher. They journeyed from Mount Shapher and camped at Heradah. They journeyed from Heradah and camped at Makheloth. They journeyed from Makheloth and camped at Tahath. They journeyed from Tahath and camped at Terah. They journeyed from Terah and camped at Mithkah. They journeyed from Mithkah and camped at Hashmoniah. They journeyed from Hashmoniah and camped at Moshroth. They journeyed from Moshroth and camped at Bene-Jacan. And journeyed from Bene-Jacan and camped at Hor Haggadah. They journeyed from the Hor and camped at Jotbathah. They journeyed from that Jot and Tittle and camped at Aberona. And they journeyed from the house of Mariahovah, their brother's house. Oh no, mighty Father. Yea, full of evil, and they camped at Ezion Geber. Deuteronomy 2 and 8. For the faithful witness. They journeyed from as Zion encamped in the wilderness of Zin, having twisted the word, lawyers as men. That is Kadesh. Numbers 20. Yeah, be upon them all this day. They journeyed from Kadesh, twisted in the wilderness of Zin, at the edge of the land of Edom did they come. Then Aaron, Benjamin, brother of glory upon the earth, the priest, he went up to Mount Hor, to the command of mighty Jehovah, and died in the 40th year after his sons of Israel had come from the land of Egypt, on the 1st in the 5th month. Aaron was 123 years old. When he died on Mount Hor. Now the Canaanite, the king of Ram, who lived in the Negev in the land of Canaan, heard of the coming of the sons of Israel. Did they tremble? Do you tremble, or do you cackle and laugh? And say, bring them on. In your wickedness, in your unknowing, in your dark God, demon angels, in the power of the everlasting glory in my heart, as Jehovah is the living, true God upon the earth. I call down the fire of heaven upon the unrepented hearts, and those that would work iniquity upon the innocence of children in the land of New York. That New Jersey would have no part in their wickedness, in the coiling of their dreaded locks in their rabbis' hands, in the iniquity in their rabbis' hearts. May it be seen by the removal, by the picking of the lock. Yaduri's sweet wedding drink. Yahushua, he is the one that is coming, the second coming that only the Father knows, when he sends the fullness of the Son upon the earth, that the Father's will and the everlasting glory can reign supreme for 1,000 years, as this day begins that time. And this time is as a day in that 1,000 years, the hope of glory and the double portion in the United Saints of America in the heavens within their hearts, the gateway to the tabernacle of the mind, the journey into sin, twisting the word of truth, making it Zen, making it Zion, making it a workmanship of carnal men, wanting the truth, searching for it, making other men believe they have it, writing words that are not true, binding the hearts of their children, yea, even unto this day, yea, the orthodox are set apart, even from each other. Let the wedding drink, yea, let the snapping of the release, yea, be as old Elsie's udder, yea, hallelujah, Hoshua HaMashiach, and the everlasting glory He becomes in each of our hearts. Thank you, mighty Father, for the faith to walk and slay the giants in your treasured land, the Canaan land on the other side of the Jordan, having washed 7 times, having set stones a double portion for each tribe, deep in the abyss and upon the dryness of the land, that our children that go deep, yea, and soar above all, could see the rain and hear the tinkling as it begins to come upon us all. Now the Canaanite, the king of Arad, bunch who lived in Negev, in the land of Canaan, heard about the coming of the sons of spiritual Israel, even unto this day. And then they journeyed from Mount Or, where they had laid their brother to rest, and camped at Zalmonah. They journeyed from Zalmonah and camped at Punon. They journeyed from Punon and camped at, oh, both of you in your windows' hearts. Your cheating heart will tell on you. You'll cry and cry all night through. You'll walk the floor, yeah, the way I do. You'll cry and cry all night through. Then they journeyed from, oh, both with a song in their heart, and camped at Alai and Abba Rim, on the border of Moab, when the lie came into their hearts. The twisting of the word, the gods in their little hearts and minds. In the name of our Father's will upon each heart, upon the whole earth, seen and unseen, the hope of glory, the wanting of perfection, to be seen and part of God's glory, or to see the unseen and live forever in God's glory, a glorified vessel, a vessel of water in which we are. At the love of the mother for the son, and the love of the son for her mother, yea, his love for his mother, yea, like the way a mother's daughter will lust for that son. Yea, and her iniquity is great. She was made to give pleasure to her man. It is in her. And when it is not in her, she makes us believe that all we can do is think about it. Every 5 or 6 seconds a carnal mind goes into the land of Israel. From a 90,000-foot view, and sees the split rock in the land at the feet of Mount Sinai, where the burning bush brought forth the carnal ham bones, deceiving the righteous, and feeding those in sin, deceiving the hearts of all. 60 million times. That's not counting how many that the Democratic Party had euthanized in the 20s and the 30s, in the 40s when they sent them boys to die. But they saw them that indwelling within the hearts of their mothers, and with the love of Elijah's spirit, in the mother's heart, it comes from but one place, the father's love for the son, and the son's love for the father, the greatest power unseen in all the heavens and the earth. When that unseen power moves, and the lion, they journeyed from the lions, encamped at the Dibba-Gad. They journeyed from Dibba-Gad, encamped at Almon Bla Thayam. They journeyed from the almond trees and camped in the mountains of Abba's Rim. Before the mighty Nebo of the deep, and the shadow's length is long. At the end of the day, they journeyed from the mountains of Abba's Rim and camped in the plains of Moab, by the Jordan, yea, Jericho. They camped by the Jordan from Beth Hesmanath as far as Abel. Yea, the Abel's Shittim. Yea, in the twisted throne room. Yea, the padded seat. Yea, the tiny portion. Yea, the porthole in the sands of time. Then mighty Yahovah spoke to Moshe in the plains of Moab, yea, by the Jordan, opposite Jericho, saying these words, Speak to the sons of Israel and say to them, when you cross over the Jordan into the land of Canaan, then, are you listening? Then, you, spotless ones, shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you, and destroy all their figured stones, and destroy all their molten images, and demolish all their high places. And you, the we of us, the United States of America, the 2/3 double portion, in the promised land of the earth, the treasured hearts of the land upon the earth. And we, the righteous sons of glory, the Hanukkite Warriors of truth, slay the darkness in the land, giving mercy for the merciful, never drawing natural blood. The Spirit of truth goes before the righteous, and the righteous live by truth, yea, and faith beyond imagination. Then you shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you, and destroy all their figured stones, and destroy all their molten images, and demolish all their high places. Deuteronomy 7:5. And you shall take possession of the land, and live in it. For Yahovah has given us this land to possess it. You shall inherit the land by lot. Yea, that the pillar of salt behind you would not be a burden upon you anymore. You shall inherit the land by lot, according to your families. To the larger you shall give more inheritance, and to the smaller you shall give less inheritance. Wherever the lot falls to anyone, that shall be his. Do you hear? Do you have Yahovah's ear? Yea. Does he have your heart in his hand? Does his hand cover you on the cleft of the rock? Yea, the Mashiach, that one once pierced. Yea, read Isaiah 53 and be set free. Yea, the key of the rabbi's locks upon your head the lock upon the whole earth's temple doors. In the land, the Father himself, ye wiped clean, that not one stone would be left standing upon another. Do you understand? First in the natural, yeah, and for 2,000, yeah, a double portion of days, the sifting, yeah, like a number 30 sieve, yeah, bringing forth the dust upon the potter's wheel, the spinning wheel of Torah portions, and the revelation of mighty Yehovah's perfect time, that we may marvel in the moments, the treasured moments of glory, ye revealed by the living word, ye, when we take off our apron and come out of the kitchen, ye, evil, bloodbath, demonic nature. You do know that when the trumpet blasts, that the wall is finished. Yea, and the wickedness and the deception, yea, in the heart south of the border, to bring evil spirits in this land, to sell their children and part them out, that evil could feast in the land, unknown for all these hundreds of years. In our treasured land, there are mortified statues, yeah, and the glory, the same men that they glorify are the same men that they tear down, so that you can't see the wickedness in their hearts. They only try to cast wickedness upon the sifting, that you would take the evil inclination and not be righteous and true all the way through the Passover. Yea, that the death angel at the slaughterhouse in Kilgore, Texas, would not bring forth a can of your blood. But if you do not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, do you hear? When you pull your blade, brother, when you bring forth the word, you bring it forth until evil is no more. Then it shall come about that those whom you, spotless ones, let remain, of them, ye will become as pricks in your eyes and as thorns in your sides, and they will trouble you in the land which you live. Yea, the land we live in now. The right hand of Satan in the carnal mind pricking our side with his arrows and his spear, reminding us of Yahushua HaMashiach. Yea, the deception that those devils bring in our minds. And as Mighty Yahovah plans to do each of these things upon each willing vessel, so Yahovah will do upon you, spotless ones, and you, ye billy goats, workers of iniquity, ye behind the darkness of the veil, you hold up, then your lintel is cracked and broken. And then, 40 years later, the whole thing was cast down, and the treasured implements of silver and gold removed. Then Mighty Yahovah spoke to Moshe. Command the sons of Israel and say to them, when you enter the land of Canaan, the land of the giants, yea, the spiritual giants in Mighty Yahovah's land, the demons of darkness that have come to thwart, yea, the trotting of the feet. This is the land that shall fall to you as an inheritance, the land of Canaan, according to its borders. Yea, what border are you in? What new Jerusalem does your heart yearn for? For the old Jerusalem brings forth death and destruction, and seeks to do evil and darkness, a synagogue of Satan. Yea, a rainbow-colored pornographic night, a digital realm of darkness beyond the comprehension of their twisted, spiritual, dark-hearted minds. Your southern sector, it shall extend from the wilderness of Zen, the twisted word, along the side of Edom, yea, the place of glory and fruitfulness. And your southern border, it shall extend from the end of the salt sea, yea, the covenant of the Mashiach within David's heart, twisted by his son, by all his wives, and the demons and gods that they worshiped. Let us sharpen the axe. Let the tree of good and evil tremble as its leaves are sprouting their lies forth. Then your border, Your border shall turn. Shall turn from the south to the ascent of Akrabadim and continue to the twisted word of Zen. And its termination shall be to the south of Kadesh Barnea, and it shall reach Hazaradar, like Peachtree City, and continue to Asman, the whole world, the pit of hell, sounding Wachuca City, Sierra Vista, y'all. The border shall turn from Asman to the brook of Egypt, and its termination shall be at the sea of their books that they lap blood from, the book of death, the Egyptian Pharaoh's twisting of the word to bring forth, lions bred with tigers, and tigers bred with lions. Giants upon the land. As for the western border, you, spotless one, shall have the great sea. That is the coastline. This shall be your borders. Your west border. The parting of the redness of the reed and the Red Sea. If you read the word each day, you will see. And the living word will part, and your enemies who try and discern the truth from your lips will be stung for 5 months, by the honey bees, that the coat of the bear and the stinging of the bee upon his nose, and around his eyes, upon his lips, upon his tongue, like double-edged swords in their heart, in their mind, working out their salvation in fear and trembling, knowing the stinging of the nose of those that bear all. The brightness of the coming, the wanting of glory, the brightness of the light of the angels when their eyes are wide open to a world beyond imagination, hidden inside. And you shall be groovy, your north border. You shall draw your borderline from the great sea to Mount or, yea, the whore of Mount, yea, Moriah, Mo, yea, the riotness in a woman's servitude, yea, the joy in her heart. Almighty Father, may your Son's love in our hearts be given, yea, as the sweetness of the vine into the woman you have given us to please us, to test us, that we, the us living by the word, her love, her service to the man that gave her the glory that her heart longs for, that her womb wants to bring forth the firstborn son, to hold upon her breast, to sing to read the Proverbs to. Each day, and even in the womb, she reads them. Yea, that on the 31st day, the jumping in the womb of that treasured firstborn son would magnify with thrusting in their heart, yea, like an angel in the valley, in the sands of time, yea, not a fallen angel, yea, like the whole earth, but a righteous angel, grafted back in to the tree of life, liberty, and justice for all.